Hello, everyone, and welcome back to your Demon Slayer. Today, I'm going to be doing another psychic investigation. So, I'll be communicating psychically, telepathically. I may even utilize some of my tarot and oracle cards, depending on, whether I feel like we need confirmation or clarification. And welcome in. Let's see what we've got. All right, universe. Who needs to be heard at this time? Who is out there without a voice that needs our voice to bring awareness to the situation? Someone who is pure of heart, someone who sacrifices for truth and for the betterment of all mankind. All right, so at this time, before I start communicating and getting a feel for this energy, we're going to ask right now, energy, whoever you are, to provide your keys, your universal keys. Someone pure of heart. Whatever energy is trying to come through, you do not have the keys. I'm sorry. You are not pure of heart. I'm going to ask you to leave. Leave. All right, universe, let's try this again. Who needs to be heard right now? Somebody that's absolutely pure of heart. Somebody who sacrifices for truth and awareness and for the betterment of all mankind. Who do we have here? 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 Okay. And what are your universal keys? I need 2 more keys, please. What do we have? One more. All right. So I am picking up on a feminine energy. We've got all the keys that have been checked out. So, all right, ma'am, what do you have for us? This is a woman in her 20s or 30s. Lives on her own. She considers herself a good witch. She helps to heal. She heals people and animals and plants. That's cool. So she knows how to revive plants and she knows how to heal people and animals. All right, ma'am, what is your situation? What is it that you would like for us to become aware of? Wow. So she is tied to the energy that tried to come through earlier that I denied. And she is even picking up on the same energy that I'm getting about this dude. This is a masculine. And she's claiming him to be a serial killer as well, as that's what I was feeling as well. So how did you, are you involved with this person in any kind of way? And if so, how? Why are you always trying this when I'm recording? Thank you for the back talk. So how is it that you are acquainted with this masculine? You've had a run-in with him. Okay. She became connected because she was connected to, if that makes sense. So she was connecting to the universe, and she picked up on his energy. But are you aware that he's been in physical contact with you? Because I get that. That's why he was here. So she's picked up on this masculine serial killer energy before he stepped into the physical 3D. And this is somebody who actually seeks out anyone who is regarding themselves as spiritual. Okay, we're talking about women. We're not talking about men. Like, this dude he doesn't give two flips about a man. He's targeting women, specifically spiritualists. So that can include, just basically anybody who's trying to connect to the universe, who is not necessarily solely classified as a religious follower. You know what I'm saying? Like, it goes, like, they're not just following religion. These are people who have opened up beyond that and are trying to connect to more and level up. You know what I mean? So people who have actually acquired gifts, whether that was something they worked for or something they were born with, okay? And it seems like he finds people, it's such a cliche. He finds people on TikTok. Okay, that's one place, but that's not the only place. We're talking about all social media platforms. That is what he uses to locate these females. Okay, so like, in other words, if you are open about your spirituality online in any kind of way, and you're making that known, or you're doing work, this is who he's targeting. It looks like he prefers to target people who are actually in videos and like doing their work, like if they're helping people or teaching people or doing readings, that kind of thing. These are the ones that he's after, not necessarily the ones that just claim to be spiritualists, but they don't really do or say anything online. Like, he's looking for like people who actually have some, like, that's his goal, is he's trying to find somebody with the most clout, the most followers. That is his ultimate goal, is to all right. So I'm gonna tap in a bit to this masculine's energy, not fully, because this man, he's definitely tapped in. Like, he knows when somebody's trying to tap into him, okay? But we're not looking to speak with him. We don't give a flip. Alright, so what do we got here? I'm definitely picking up he's killed 3 to 4 women. And I get the idea that they're disposed of in some kind of wooded area, but give me a moment. Let me confirm that. Let's see. This dude is so weird. It's not just a wooded area. We're talking like this dude, like if there's a road driving through this wooded area, he put them in that ditch between the road and the wooded area on purpose. Like he almost, like, nobody's discovered anyone that he's killed yet. But he wants them to. He wants them to. It's not like he didn't walk out into the woods to to really ensure that absolutely no one will find these girls. We're talking about somebody who is challenging. He is challenging others to find these females. So they're like in a ditch or some kind of area in between the road and the wooded area. Alright, so I am going to get a little more specific. I think this is important. I'm not going to get too specific. If I get too specific, that needs to be when, like, I need to be working with other physical investigators, but we're not doing that. And we need to protect ourselves, clearly. Alright, so I'm getting it's the northern half of the United States where this is located, this guy and the women. He's in the northern US. Alright, so let's see. Not to confirm, but I'm curious, how this man obviously enjoys doing this to women, so I'm curious as to what his method is. How is he doing this to them? What is he doing exactly? Alright, so he definitely comes into these women's lives acting like he's fanboy and like he is changing, his life, and he's been absolutely enlightened by this female and her work, and that's how he gets in. But it's in such a creepy way that I know these women are aware. Like, if they enjoyed the flattery, it was just at first, because that's how creepy this dude is. Like, his energy just is not right. But he requests, like, he will claim to them that he's got demons attached to him, that he's looking to detach and this and that, and that's what's creating the physical meetup between him and these women. This man is a jealous motherfucker. He's just jealous. He wants to be a woman, and he wants to have the spiritual power that these other women do. I mean, this is an extremely jealous energy. So this is not someone who's trying to rape anybody. That's not his interest at all. His interest is making people suffer as they're leaving this realm. Alright, how are you doing this? Like, what is your thing? What are we looking at here? He favors knives. He favors knives. And let me guess, you have this special knife, right? There's your favorite that you use on everyone, right? Let's see. No, I get that he has like 4 or 5 that he likes to switch out for depending on which part of the body and what he's doing. 4 or 5 knives. It doesn't look like he's dismembering the bodies. Like, he's not cutting off body parts or limbs, but he is cutting them the fuck up. I'm getting that, okay, once he does the meetup with these girls, right, convinces them to meet up with him so that they can do a healing session or whatever. What he does is he gets them outside of whatever building, like, they're outside. He, like, will lure them, like, maybe talk with them, like, walk into the car, and then he, like, makes the first stab. And that's basically just to disorient them to the point where now he can, like, just shove them into a car or trunk or whatever. Because he doesn't, obviously he's not doing this in the public. So where's his go-to place? Where is he driving these girls to? I'm getting that there's no specific place. So he doesn't have, like, you know how some murderers, serial killers, they'll have like hideouts or whatever, and they do all their dirty work in one spot. That's not the case for him, because he travels to find these women. It's just simply getting them in an isolated outside area, usually wooded area. He'll go, but this is something he'll go into the woods for. So while he's doing the torture and the actual I'm trying not to use such harsh language because this is gruesome. But he goes into the woods. Like, he does want privacy for that part because that's the part he savors. And apparently his thing is, as he's making these cuts and jabs and stabs and, the whole time he's preaching to these women, telling them they're doing the devil's work and this and that, and that's why they need to be banished from Earth. They don't deserve to be here. And yes, these women are all within the same age range as this one feminine that I've connected with. So that means that his victims are all in their 20s or 30s. Alright, so let's describe this dude a little bit. Shocker. He's not short as in like could be classified as midget kind of short, but he doesn't have any serious type of height to him. What would we say he is? Maybe 5'7". Maybe it's not really short per se. It's just not like he's not going to stand out in a crowd, like he's in between. So probably between 5'7" and 5'9". But I'm really leaning toward more 5'7", and this dude is a skitty bitch. Not working with anyone else. No one else is aware. Although, like I said, like he's trying to make it easy for somebody to find these women and catch on to the fact that there's a serial killer out there, because he's going to be very proud of that. It's like he doesn't actually believe what he's saying. He doesn't believe that these girls are devil worshippers or doing evil things. Like, he doesn't actually believe that. Like, he's just purely jealous and really trying to fuck with them as much as he can while they're leaving this realm. Really just trying to torture these girls. Of course, it's a white dude. Shocker. And that's not to discredit anybody else who's existed as a serial killer. It's just, I don't know what it is about white boys. His parents are out of the picture. They've been out of the picture for a long time. I can't tell if they're just estranged or if his parents passed or something. But he has not had anything to do with them for since he got out on his own. There's some type of resentment that he holds against them for something. Like I said, I do not know if they're dead. I do not know if they're estranged. He has short brown hair. And it looks like he does wear a ball cap, but I'm getting that the ball cap is only while he's trying to lure the women for obvious reasons, like cameras and so forth, so they don't capture his full face. He uses his own vehicle. That's not to say that it's registered to him, okay? But I'm saying that he uses the same vehicle every time to transport these girls. Dang. I really thought it was going to be a car, but it looks like it's a truck. It's a truck that he's using. And it looks like it's just because it's easier to toss them over into the bed. Yeah, I bet so, little skinny boy. There's some other reasons too. Like, I think it looks like he's dedicated this vehicle to only these trips for these girls. Like if and when he travels otherwise on a regular every other day, he uses something else. All right, what kind of truck are we talking about here? At least give us a color. At least give us a color. Dang. Okay, all right. It's a white truck. And it looks like it's just a single cab. I think that's what it's called. I'm getting different pictures here. I don't know why. Like one looks more like a Dodge, and then the other one looks like more like something like an S10 or something. That's strange. Well, it's not strange, you know. He's probably just his way of blocking something out. But it's got two tiny black stripes. You know, not the big thick stripes that people put on their vehicles on purpose or anything. Like the vehicle came like that. It's got two. The bottom stripe is a little thicker than the top stripe, but they're both really thin, right? And they go across both sides of the truck. I'm getting that this dude would. Does he film it? Does he film any of these? I'm just getting that if he were smart enough to access the actual dark web, that he would be live streaming this or something like that. But he doesn't have the access or the technical knowledge to reach to a platform that couldn't reach him or couldn't track him. I'm getting that pictures were taken, but I'm not getting that he records his activities. But there are pictures. Of course. Little trophy. I'm just getting that this is a really fucked up dude. Like, he's mentally, he needs to be locked up. Like, aside from the murders that he's committing, but like before then, he needed help. Obviously still does, but he needed help mentally. But he's charismatic. He has charisma. And he's slipping through the cracks because of it. I do get that he has a backup plan, so if anything hits the fan or somebody starts connecting the dots to him, then he's got like another identity or something that he can jump into and a place to go and this other stuff. Like, he had a backup plan. It's so weird because it's like he wants to know, if he can have it his way, he wants other people to know what he's doing. He wants to be the one to say that he did it. But at the same time, like, he doesn't want to be found out by the police. Okay, but I'm also getting that that's just because he wants to be able to do it some more. Like, this really is about a body count. He wants to have a count of these women. And not only that, like I said, he really wants to see who he can take down. Like, so if the girls he found have, say, 10,000 subscribers, then he wants to amp that up. He wants to find somebody with 50,000, 100,000, and more. Like, that's his goal. Alright, so back to you, feminine energy, who's connected with me. There was an encounter with you two. Tell me about that. Did he reach out to you online first? She's saying no. She's saying he did not, he didn't reach out to her online. He showed up at her place of work, which kind of looks to me like a coffee shop or some kind of shop. Cafe, something like that. And he began conversating with her, and what immediately triggered her, aside from the energy, because she works with a lot of energies, like wherever she works is very busy. It's a busy place. Okay, so she's always, coming across energies and stuff. So before she was able to pick up on his energy, a huge red flag to her was that he was just coming out talking about spiritualism and how he wanted to grow in it and how he was so inspired and enlightened, and he was looking. She's saying that he claimed he was looking for just other people in the spiritual community. He was trying to get her to talk about who she is and what she does. But she didn't really give him anything. Like, she knew that this was strange. And then she picked up on that serial killer energy really quick too. Like, that's not something, let me tell you, when you're near the energy of a serial killer, you feel that shit. You feel it. There's no denying it. When someone has blood on their hands, that shit reeks. And it is strong. So what are you planning to do, ma'am? We know he's touched base with you, but he wasn't able to, like, win you over to get you a loan or anything. That's good. That's really good. I'm glad. Thank God. Yeah, there's not much we can do because, I mean, it's not like we have physical evidence or anything. I mean, other than, we're posting this, we're sharing this. She and I agree that above all else, we just want to make it known to other energetic readers and spiritualists out there, females in their 20s and 30s, to really watch it and be careful. Be careful who you're talking to and what you're saying. Obviously, it's going to be a little harder for the people who are kind of new to this arena to really to be able to pick up on it as easily as say somebody who's been gifted these abilities from birth, or from somebody who's just experienced with these energies and the psychic tap-ins for a longer amount of time. Our concern is that we're protecting other people. Yeah, I don't get that either. So she and I, we don't really feel like he's going to try and step back in, and or if he does, it'll probably be the same spot, because that seems to be the only place that she really goes on a regular basis. The only place she's saying is it's the only place that other people know about her being. Everything else is private. I know, girl. Like, I mean, unless maybe you or someone that we reach through sharing this story, maybe someone will think about it and think about somebody that they know that disappeared, and maybe with this information they can search around, the places that I've mentioned. The wooded area that he left these girls' bodies in, though, they're all kind of like one area of wooded area. You know what I'm saying? So he has to travel to these women, but he's not leaving the bodies necessarily around where he found them or where he met them. Like, he's bringing them all back to one spot. He wants them all. I'm telling you, like, he's proud of this shit. He's got them all lined up in like this ditch, or this land area between the road and the woods. So yeah, if we can all connect and locate that, like, that would be great. And then we'd have something to work with, in terms of like bringing justice. But as we've already pointed out, he definitely has a backup plan. So as soon as he becomes savvy to any of this, he's jumping ship. And I feel like if he jumps ship and he takes on a new identity and he relocates, for instance, like, he's not going to keep the same spot where he has the bodies. Like, he's going to change locations as to where he's dumping or hiding these bodies. That's going to change with him. Everything's going to switch over and change. So if he's in one area of the United States where, like, he's doing this stuff, and this is where he's hiding these bodies and his truck and whatever, then if he up and leaves, then he's just going to reorient in an entirely different area altogether. All right, ma'am. Thank you so much for tapping in with me, sharing the information. I mean, that is exactly what was coming through to me a moment ago. I was trying to get in and get in front of you. Yeah, we don't get down like that. So I hope that this is a warning. You know, I hope that this warning gets to as many people as we possibly can, not just for the sake of warning women within this, you know, these characteristic ranges, but also for the families of these people, families of loved ones, anyone who can bring more awareness, more enlightenment, more geolocation to this situation. You know, we this is definitely something that we can all work on as a collective, you know, bringing it into our awareness and then tapping in and then hopefully finding this fucker. And not just him, but like the evidence and the people that he's hurt. Like that's what we need. That's what we need, because he needs to be locked the hell up. He needs more than that, you know. He needs more than that, but all right. Ladies in particular, protect yourselves. Be aware. This is also my opportunity to stress to everyone, I don't care if you're male, female, or what age you are, the importance behind building your psyche and your psychic abilities. I'm telling you, when you become psychically aware, you can pick up on energies and you can avoid some serious situations like this lady that I was just talking to right here. It was because she not only had the cues and the red flags and the physical flesh that she was receiving from him, but the energy told her who he was and what he was there to do. And we have got to gain that for ourselves. We've got to stop blocking ourselves. We've got to stop saying, okay, yeah, you know, I could work on my psychic awareness, but it's stupid, or it's not real, or whatever. It's going to continue to not be real for you until you work on it, okay? And then when you work on it, you start receiving things, you're going to be like, oh, hell, this is why. Because it's going to apply to your life at first. You have to see the psychic connections to your own life, right? And that becomes your confirmations that the shit is real and that there is an actual need for us to build psychic abilities and psychic awareness. Thank you so much for joining us for this reading. Thank you so much, my fellow spiritualists. Please stay safe. Please stay safe. I love you so much. You're so great. You are so great. And thank you so much for just being proud. I mean, I'm not proud. Thank you for being courageous enough to share that interaction with us, and to share with us the awareness that you have. And now, you know, you shared that with me. I'm aware now, and I hope that the awareness continues, and hopefully some type of justice can be brought down on this person. Thank you for trusting me. Thank you for trusting this channel. And I know this will be resolved. We're going to pray. We're all going to pray every day, every night, that this masculine gets exposed, that he does not hurt a single more person, not one more person. Please. And God, please grant us the spiritual and psychic awareness that we need to avoid people like him. We know that God's got his eye on him, and it's coming. His time's coming. His time's coming. So please share, like, subscribe, comment, whatever you feel led to do. at the very least, I'm honestly asking from the bottom of my heart to just share this. That is the most important thing that we can do. The most powerful thing we can do right now is to share, so that we can all share in the awareness, which will eventually lead to justice and to the discovery of these poor girls whose families, as far as I know, they just disappeared or walked out. Bring some answers and some closure to these families and loved ones. Please, universe, I ask that you please watch over and protect each and every one of us out here. Encourage us to build our own awareness. Encourage us to learn to connect without verbal or physical interaction, so that we might continue to share stories and continue to protect ourselves, and to know what to look out for, what booby traps are ahead. Thank you so much. And thank you again, viewers. I greatly appreciate it. And until the next read,